Thank you, Susan. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Back when we had the idea of starting the chapter, there were a lot of very important people. Doreen Boyce was one of them, and Bill Hernandez was another. And so this gives me great pleasure to present our next recipient. He needs little introduction in corporate boardrooms. He is known far and wide, and in circles of boards. He's quiet, yet he's very effective. So all I can say is, well, what can I say? The important word being well. Bill was well raised. He grew up in the South Hills with his siblings, and he was raised by a father and a mother who put a premium on education, notwithstanding not having his mother not having the chance to finish school herself. But she directed them toward a very fine education. The family stressed mathematics. They knew that was going to be the ticket for the next generation. He attended South Hills High School, so he's a local guy. He went to Wharton undergraduate, and he got his master's in business from Harvard University. So that is well educated. He's also well experienced. He started his career at Ford Motor, and then Borg Warner, and then he ended up at a small glass and paint company called PPG, where he rose to the level of chief financial officer. And after leaving that, he went on to board experience with Northrop Grumman, Albemarle, USG, Eastman Kodak, Pentair, and Black Box. The other thing you can say about him is he is well involved. Not in an ivory tower either. He has the ability to work with CEOs, whether they're with his company that he's on the board of or with other companies, and try to direct them in a way that they see the thinking that makes it clear for them to make the decisions they have to make. He's never upset when they don't accept his advice. In fact, he says, that's their prerogative. They're the ones that get blamed, and they're the ones that get credit. So he does spend his time in the boardroom also building a chemistry, and he's faithful to that need in every board that he serves on. He also gives back to the director community, as I said. Without him, this chapter would not have gotten off the ground. He has been able to drive great speakers and give great guidance in the topics that mean the most to directors today. I heard a story yesterday, and Bill doesn't even know this. I heard a story yesterday from a former manager at PPG, and she told me that one of the most exciting and devastating weeks she ever had was she was called upon to be in a 1-week-long financial course that he would pick people from the company to attend. And at the end of the week, they learned everything from derivatives to the intense accounting that went into the financials at PPG. And at the end of the week, they had to make a presentation, and he personally judged every one of them. I think that's remarkable, and that shows a great caring about the education of others. He also taught finance at Marietta College. So you can just see the respect for education. The other thing is that he is absolutely well-grounded. The shareholders know that Bill protects and enhances their shareholder value, and that's what we all try to strive for while we're in the boardrooms. But if you ask any of the CEOs he's ever worked with, every one of them has great comments about him as he has the financial expertise and business acumen. He has the ability to navigate through economic downturns, and he will focus on performance for our shareholders, customers, and employees. He understands all the constituents that a corporation has, but most importantly, he cares about the shareholders. He's also well regarded. He was named 4 years in a row as best CFO in a chemical company while at PPG by the Institutional Investors magazine. And maybe most important, that I need to speak to is his brother is here also, who is in his own right a very accomplished man. But Bill was able to beat him to the South Hills High School Hall of Fame, a few years ahead of his brother, and he has not let him live it down. Is that correct? That's correct. Well, lastly, I've said enough. I just want to welcome to the stage the NACD Three Rivers Chapter Public Company Director of the Year for Leadership and Governance, William Hernandez.
Well, thank you, Jim, for those kind remarks. I'm glad you're younger than I am. I may have you do my obituary. But, I have to admit, I really want to thank him for all those kind words, but I also want to thank our NACD chapter. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a great NACD chapter. Right, Susan? Absolutely. Really great. And I want to thank the two board companies who are members of the NACD who I serve on their boards, Albemarle and USG, for recommending me for this honor. And I want to thank my wife, Linda. You know, she's been on this journey with me my whole life, as well as my entire family. You know, my big brother, my daughter Amy, who's here, and my other daughters. And frankly, without their direction, support, and ideas, I never really would have gotten through the years and accomplished what I have accomplished. But because what I've achieved with their support, I also achieved it through some really wonderful mentors in my life. And I want to talk to you in just a minute about mentors, because it's people like that and people like you that really make good board members. It's people like that who've really helped me and helped you really learn and have passed on their accumulated knowledge and experience through many years and helped us to do what we do. And if it wasn't for them passing on that knowledge and experience, I don't think we could really magnify the ability and that's going on in corporate America today. And I really think, I really encourage all of you, for everything you've learned during the year, do not let it go to waste. If you retire, as you get older, make sure you continue giving back in whatever way you can to help future generations. Don't waste all that knowledge and experience you have. But another thing I think my mentors have taught me throughout the years is you really need to continue your own learning as you go through the years. Frankly, the one thing I'm always surprised by as the years go by is that how much I still have to learn and how much there is out there and how much I don't know. And I encourage you to gain experience from your companies, your board companies, but also from people with completely different life experiences than you've had. It's amazing what you can learn, and it's amazing how little we know and how much we still have to know. So again, thank you so much for this award. I really appreciate it.